All right, let's look at our notes from yesterday where we had the different ways of solving quadratic equations. We are going to focus on the quadratic formula. This formula is on your formula chart, so it's not anything you need to remember. You do need to know that the A, B, and C come from standard form. So you take the A, the B, and the C. And then you plug it into this formula. X equals negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. This plus or minus means there are two solutions, okay? You'll say that X equals negative B plus square root of B squared minus 4AC over 2A. And X equals negative B minus square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. So you have actually two answers. That's what that plus minus means. So we are going to use the formula to solve. So go over on the back. And we are going to do a few examples before we do the examples that are in our packet. Go ahead and write the formula. Quadratic formula always works. It'll give you the exact answer of what the solution is. We are going to solve this using the quadratic formula. 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. We're going to name our A, B, and C, and then plug it into the formula. So A equals 2, B equals negative 5, and C equals 3. So let's plug in the formula. So X equals a negative B. So negative out front and then the negative 5. Because negative is in the formula and negative 5 is the B. So plus or minus square root of, put the negative 5 still in parentheses when we plug it in, minus 4, A, which is 2, times C, 3. All over 2A. Okay, we don't put it in our calculator just yet, okay? We're going to do simplify it a little bit first. Negative is going to become positive 5. Plus or minus the square root of. We can put what's in here in the calculator if we want, but we know negative 5 squared is 25. And then negative 4 times 2 times 3. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So minus 24 over 4.
Would that be negative 25?
No, because it's negative 5 squared.
Okay.
And that's why it's important to keep our A, B, and C in parentheses when we plug them in the formula. Okay, so then we can simplify what's inside, right? Plus or minus 25 minus 24 is 1. What's the square root of 1? 1. So this is really 5 plus or minus 1 over 4. So we're down to a step that now we can separate it out into our two solutions. X equals 5 plus 1 over 4, and x equals 5 minus 1 over 4. Because that's what that plus or minus means. So then on this one, it would be 6 over 4, which equals 3 over 2. Do what? And then the next one would be 5 minus 1, 4 over 4, which equals 1. And we can check our answer. So get your calculator out. Let's check our answer. We're going to go to y equals, plug it into graph. Two x squared minus 5x plus 3. Graph it. And so we look at our 2. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so I can see it better. So go to trace, follow it down, see if we can find out where it crosses the x-axis. That's one of them, right? 1 point, the closest I can get to it is this. So that's like 1 and 0, which that's what we want. We want to know what our 0 is, so where it crosses at 1. And then where it crosses over here. What's 3 over 2 supposed to be? Whenever you divide it, what's the decimal 3 over 2? 1.5. So now look at that one, 1.5. So that's a way of checking it. If it's close, you can also do the second trace. Go to 0. And let's say I want to find this one. Then I'm going to go to it and then go to the left of it for left bound. Push enter. Then go to the right of that 0 for right bound. And then it's going to guess. And it's exactly 1. Then we can do the other one. Second trace. Second trace. 0. We need to go to the value that we think it is. And then go over to the left for left bound. And then go over to the right for right bound. Guess, enter. Exactly 1.5. All right. Let's do another one. One that doesn't necessarily simplify like that one. So let me see if I can find one. Okay, number 2. X squared minus 5x plus 3 equals 0. All right, so A is 1, B is -5, C is 3. So X equals -B. So it's going to be -5 plus or minus square root of B squared, so keep it in parentheses, minus 4AC. -B plus or minus square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. So X equals, so let's simplify it. I can simplify this -5 into just +5. plus or minus square root of negative 5 squared. 25. Negative 4 times 1 times 3. Negative 4 times 1 times 3. What'd you say?
12.
Yeah, minus 12 over 2. Okay, so x equals 5 plus or minus square root of 25 minus 12 is 13 over 2. Can we simplify that at all? We have this radical, but inside the radical is a prime, so we can't simplify anything. We just have to leave it just like that. So that is our solution. But what we can do to find an estimate would be to break it apart, and then we can put it in the calculator. So x equals 5 plus square root of 13 over 2, and x equals 5 minus square root of 13 over 2. Okay, so put those in the calculator. There we go. So x, and then do the little is estimated to, or approximately 4.3. And then the other one, you can go and just change that plus to a minus pretty easily. Make sure you put minus and not negative. And we'll round this one. Well, it'd be 0.7, 0.7. And we're going to check it in our calculator now. So go to y equals. Put that equation in. X squared minus 5x plus 3. Graph it. Oh, I need to zoom mine back out. So I'm going to go to zoom standard. There we go. And then we can look and see, is it about 4.3 and about 0.7? We could double check that by going to calculate it. So if we want to find this one, we'll go to the left side, and then we'll go to the right side. I want y'all to practice doing that.
Why did it like whenever it got down where it like turned? Why did it go like down a little bit more and then go back up? Like at the very bottom whenever it curved, it didn't just stay curved. It went like
It kind of looks kind of funky.
it went like there and down.
Well, if we zoom in, we can look at it a little better. So I'm going to zoom in and like make my point of focus, my center right here. If we zoom in, it actually follows this path. Look at that. It just looked like that. So if you zoom in, you can see it a little better. And if you want to zoom in on a particular area, move your cursor over to that area before you push enter. Okay, so second trace, 0, left bound, right bound. So that's the 0.7. And then the other one, I'm doing the same steps. That's my left bound. And then over here is my right bound. Enter. 4.3. So the reason we use quadratic formula is to get the exact and not an estimate. So on number 3 on this packet, see how our answer choices are written in that form? So that means we have to work this out by using the quadratic formula. So what are the solutions to x squared minus 4x equals negative 1? But it's not in standard form, so we can't identify A, B, and C. So we move this 1 over. We get x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals 0. So now it's in standard form. So we have the A, the B, and the C. So we do x equals, so if you want to rewrite it, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And there's a song that this goes to, and it's the Jack in the Box song. Right?
No.
So this is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
It didn't even rhyme.
It's all good. It's all good. Oh my gosh. You better not. All right. So the negative b would be negative 4 plus or minus square root. I just want y'all to have it in your head so you can never get it out. That's what I want. So I'm going to keep on singing it. Oh my gosh, no.
It doesn't even rhyme.
It's not supposed to rhyme. Okay. Is that right? Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4a and c over 2a.
So it's either B or C, so it's either B.
Yeah, because that would be 4, right? Positive 4 plus or minus square root of negative 4 squared. And then minus 4 times 1 over 2. 4 plus or minus square root of 12 over 2. That's it.
No, it's not. I'm so confused. Stop. I'm gonna fail you.
No, don't even say the words. We speak life by saying I'm going to do well.
I'm going to fail.
Did I say I'm going to fail? I'm going to pass. Speak life. I'm going to pass. Oh my gosh, y'all are making me lose my mind. All right, let's do the next one. All right. A equals 1, B equals 4, C equals 2. So X equals. Okay, y'all go ahead and do this one. All right, let's look at it together. So here is the work so far. Check your work against mine. Okay, let's look at what the question asks, though. It says determine the greater solution. Okay, so I have two solutions here, right? One that's negative 4 plus square root of 8. The other one's negative 4 minus square root of 8 over 2. So we are going to write it negative 4 plus square root of 8 over 2. And then negative 4 minus square root of 8 over 2. And we're going to estimate them, and it says round it to the nearest hundredth. All right, so it is negative 4 plus square root of 8 over 2. Negative 0.586. And then the other one will be, I'm going to go back up here, select it, and then just pull it down to change that to a minus. This is tenths, hundredths, so I should have done 59. And then this one would be 41. So I have two solutions. Which one is the greater? This one, because it's a smaller negative number.
I thought it was like a very big.
All right, so your assignment is to do the quadratic formula maze. I need you to show work on a separate sheet of paper.
Why does it start randomly?
I don't know, but yes, that is a start here, and this is a finish. Make sure in order to know your A, B, and C that you set it equal to 0. So you're gonna have to rearrange this one and this one. So look at this one. You're gonna have to first move that 3 to the other side. Okay. So make sure you set it equal to 0 first.
I'm not gonna ask the coach something.
I'll do it.